Hello everyone, my name is Infurious from FSU Team StarCraft, and we are bringing you a 1v1 on the map Star Station. It is going to be the blue Terran QuantiCenter, spawning in the top left corner, and down in the top right is going to be Dayshi, and I do believe this is from the Acer Cup. And knowing these two players, this ought to be a good game, especially Dayshi. Although I am not a Terran player myself, I am a big fan of Dayshi. He's probably my favorite Terran player. So, we'll see what he has to do. Anyway, so, as really quick, while the opening builds are kind of starting to happen, and nothing's really going on, you see Dayshi building that one supply depot, along with Quantic up there, also building his. I want to start what's going on with the channel. We kind of did take a break from doing our what little commentaries we did, and we're trying to get back into it, and I figured I might as well just try to help start it up by doing the solo cast, and we are seeing an early gas come down for Dayshi. And I do see some to chat for, and it looks like we have our Barretts coming down for QuantiCenter. Again, relatively standard build, and Dayshi's Barretts did go down. Let's select the production tab. Yeah. So again, while the starting is going on both these, here's a little bit about these players. Dayshi, he tends to play a little bit more macro, I guess you'd say, for a Terran. He does like to expand early, from what I've seen. I watched him during I watched some of his games during DreamHack, and that definitely tends to be a bit of a trend. And we do have QuantiCenter going around with his scouting SCV, seeing what he can find. And Dayshi is pumping out one Marine, and along with QuantiCenter also pumping out his Marine. And we are seeing a factory starting to be built for Dayshi. That SCV! Yay! Oh, and he didn't get the scout. So Quantic has no idea that factory is coming. Regardless, again, I do apologize for kind of the shoddy casting. It does come with time, and I'm not so used to casting. It's been a while. Anyway, that SCV is taking the tower up in the top of the map. Now, as a Zerd player, I'm not too big of a fan of this map, Star Station, because it is very tough to hold a third because of where it is located, and even with creep spread it can be very tough because the enemy can just come in through the right side there, and you may, depending on how well the creep spread is doing that game, it can be very tough to hold off and or see what's going on. And also on the notion of creep spread, for Zerg, there's like 6 or 8 different ways that creep can be spread just on this map. Ooh, and I know I'm a little late on this, but Dayshi is pumping out a Hellion and another Starport. Starport seems rather standard, although 2 Hellions are out with another one on the way. And QuantiCenter did put down his factory along with another command center, so we'll probably see that lift off and fly here in a few moments. Anyway, yeah, I should probably start talking about Zerd since we're watching a TVT. TVT is probably one of the most boring matchups. Well, I am starting to enjoy it a little bit more, although it used to be really not all that fun to watch. In Wings of Liberty, I hated it, and those Hellions are already moving out, possibly for harassment. No. Oh, get that at one SCV right there. They take the tower, see what they can see, and, well, they don't have anything. Those Hellions are on the move towards the top map, going to QuantiCenter. Again, seeing what they can see, and it looks like we have a Hellion and a Medevac drop coming out of Dayshi. Dayshi loves his drops, and 4 Hellions are now in the squad, and that Medevac is going to be boosting. Although, that one SCV building supply depot is going to see it, and hey, I wonder if Quantic will be watching his video. Oh, and those Hellions are on the way to stop this as much as possible. Those Hellions on the low ground are shooting up, although they are out of... Oh, and they load them into the medevac. Trying to kill as much units as possible. Oh, the SCVs have been pulled off the line, trying to act as meat shields, although Dayshi knows what to hit. That medevac... Oh! And that one Viking is just not able to do anything from the air, so he decides to transform and go back onto the ground. And those two Hellions are just absolutely roasting QuantiCenter's mineral line. And we see Dayshi also expand while he's doing this, along with... That one Viking is going to start shooting up those barracks, and although he decides it's not worth it, so he's just going to chill. And that Viking is getting out of there. So a little bit of harassment, harassment coming out of Dayshi. That would definitely hurt QuantiCenter. Although harassment doesn't necessarily do as much to a Terran as I would like it to. With the idea of mules, you can see Dayshi has one over here. We are seeing a siege tank coming out for Quantic, so it looks like we could be looking at maybe some sort of mech build, or he could be trying to transition into mech, but it's really not known until we see a little bit later in this game. Another medevac coming out for Quantic, and Dayshi is looking like he's going to take a third base with that command center that he is building. Oh, yeah. 3 Vikings out on the field and 4 Hellions out for Dayshi. And then our units looking for the worker count. Dayshi is far ahead, especially with that harass and worker count. Even the now 4 mules Quantic has going on for him. Will probably not be enough to keep up, as you see 2 mules just died right there. So Dayshi is definitely in the lead here. We'll see if Quantic can maybe pull it up. Dayshi does have the Widowmine's main base, and 1, 2, 3, 6 Hellions are on the move. Before Dayshi, it looks like they can get another harass, although those 2 siege tanks should hopefully be in siege mode. Yes, they are. And they have Marines guarding it. Quantic took the time to kill off those killable bricks. He has 2 more. Dayshi has 2 more Hellions on the way. And 4 more. Dayshi looks like he is going heavy met. He has 4 more factories in production. Those Hellions decide to not go, as that one Marine is heading there. Those Hellions decide to come back to base. Why? I am not too sure. I think he was scared that Marine would have seen him on the way there. Anyway, for Quantic, it's starting to... He does have the shield and the Syntax upgrade coming, and Dayshi... Oh, we have an engagement over here. Widowmine and the probe line. And Dayshi is really smart about this, as he already has a Raven out as a detector unit. Ravens aren't something you commonly see against Terran, especially in the lower leagues, because they don't really know what it does other than detect. It's like the most expensive observer of all 3 races, and so a lot of the newer players don't have any idea on what it do. But against Terran, it is definitely a must with Widow Mines. Even against Protoss, Detector is nice, because when Protoss get desperate, they tend to do a DT rush. Or not a rush, they tend to do DT play. Anyway. We have a good sizable force of Hellions out here, covered by 3 Vikings from the air, and Station, it looks like he's moving out with this. And we... Ooh. A Marine siege tank line for Quantic. I would probably have to give an advantage to Dayshi right now, as his force could easily take down the Marines in sieges of his opponents. Those Hellions are going to do a lot of damage. I'm surprised Dayshi has not gotten any Hellbats out yet. And speaking of Hellbats are getting a nerf finally. Thank God. I think that's kind of a good thing. I know almost every Terran player says themselves in SOP, and Dayshi takes those group of Hellions, kills off the Marine at the tower, kills off the second one that was probably coming to reinforce it, although Quantic sees the Dayshi's force by his standing. And yeah. And speak to the devil, Dayshi is getting 4 Hellbats out. Dayshi does a lot of play with Hellbats, is something that I've noticed, and I see a lot of Terran players also doing this. It's not looking good for QuantiCenter, especially with the marine ball that he has going on, and Hellbats do a lot of work against siege tanks. And it looks like these two forces are moving out, so we could see an engagement here. They double check the tower. It's looking like we could see an engagement. Those Metabats those Metabats be it. And here we go. Those Hellions are pulling back. They kill off a good bit of Marines every time. It would help them. There you go. Dayshi putting those siege tanks in siege mode. Those Hellions doing work. And those Metabats not able to keep up, and they are being taken out by Vikings. Those siege tanks not even doing much left. Those Hellbats are rushing up to the front. And dude, it taken out. It's not a very good position for QuantiCenter anymore. Dayshi is continuing on his little conquest, takes out the siege tanks, the two Marines of the squad get killed, and the two Marauders are trying to run for their lives. They join up with two other Marines, and it's looking like this third will probably go down for QuantiCenter. Although, those Marauders, GG, Quantit wins. Well, so that was a kind of a decent game. It did come down to just one engagement at the very end, which is okay. Although the harassment at the beginning that Dayshi did probably was the thing that won him that game, so that was the key moment. Anyway, thanks for listening to the commentary, guys. More videos up soon. If you want to see more videos up faster, then petition CenturyLink to get faster internet speed in Scottsdale, Arizona, as it does take a few hours just to upload one video, and with faster internet speed, we would probably be able to crank out 2 or 3 videos in one day. Anyway, also, myself personally, and Furious is going to start streaming. Check it out. Link will be in the description below to the Twitch channel. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.